Greetings, fellow test subjects. Test subject 1337 here for Aperture Gaming Reviews. They make it. We test it. You play it. And welcome to a fast Aperture review. Now, before we get too far into this episode of Afar, first we have to start with the overall score. We here at Aperture Gaming Reviews give this title a solid 8 out of 10. Many years ago, I read about this game in the video game magazine Play. I still have a few volumes here and there. I read about the game and was interested in it, but then was sad to learn that it was only on the Xbox 360 at the time. And also at that time, I didn't have one. Several years later, when I could afford to, I bought a used Xbox 360 on the cheap. I then learned long after the fact that the game was eventually ported to the PlayStation 3. This title is almost 20 years old, and it seems to have taken inspiration from Link's Awakening, and seems to possibly have given inspiration to the look and or feel of Rogue Galaxy and or Infinite Nikki. Now we have a little bit to go over, so let's get into this review together, shall we? The name of the game is Eternal Sonata. It was developed by Tri-Crescendo, and it was published by Namco Bandai Games. The game is said to take place within a mystical, magical fantasy land that is all within the mind of Chopin while he's on his deathbed. He interacts with characters and locations who are all named after musical terms and who have weapons that look like instruments. Aside from the standard turn-based RPG elements like swapping around the 12 playable characters or buying and selling at the item shop, you get an action timer while you can freely move in some areas, you can deflect a few attacks, and your attacks and the enemies you fight can be altered based on standing in the light or the dark. The graphics are 20 years old yet look good. The game is going for an artistic look to go with the audio. The audio has typical fantasy music and the voice acting is decent. The biggest shock for me was seeing Chopin was voiced by the Patrick Seitz. Also, since the game features Frédéric Chopin, it has some of his classical works included. A unique way to play, this game can be single player or with other players controlling the other members of the party. And depending on which version you have, the Xbox has DLC while the PlayStation doesn't. The game plays well, but the game does have a few issues. You can't move the camera, there's no mini-map, and when you have different weapons equipped, the look of what weapon you use doesn't change. It may be old, but I think this title has aged well. A few things need work, but it's both entertaining and artistic. While I can't prove where it got its inspiration from, or if it did inspire the aforementioned titles later on, the look and sounds of the game are well done. This title is a buy. Well, that's all the time we have for. Until next time, this has been Test Subject 1337 for Aperture Gaming saying, thank you for watching this A Fast Aperture review. Until next time, thank you for watching, game on, and have a nice day. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much.